Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're live.
We are live.
Man.
Super live.
Hey, today, October 13th. Yeah. It's Paul Simon's birthday.
Paul Simon's birthday.
It'd be
Happy
cool.
birthday, Paul Simon.
I think we should talk about Paul Simon songs. And I know you've
let's
got
do it.
you've got an appointment. For those of you who don't know, I'm Nate. This is Greg.
I'm Greg. That's Nate.
Yep. And
Welcome.
And a lot of folks will drive pretty far, even
Yeah.
fly in.
We've had that happen from
Yeah.
California.
Yeah,
no
to
less.
come look at some really nice horns.
We got some nice ones.
Yeah, you've already had conversations today about oboes.
I have. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oboes.
yeah,
Got a nice family coming up from Branson today to
Yeah.
check out some tenor saxophones.
yeah, yeah. So that's what Greg's doing. So
what I'm
if
doing.
you see Greg leave abruptly, that would be the case. But in the meantime, and then Chase
Gotta
will
go.
jump in. But in the meantime, I was just looking, and it's like, man, it's Paul Simon's birthday. We ought to talk about Paul
We
Simon.
should talk about Paul Simon.
So what is, and if you're watching this, feel free to comment below because we want to see what you're. I'll just start off. What is one of your favorite deep cut Paul Simon songs, or if deep cut's the wrong thing to think about, just maybe one that your average Simon and Garfunkel fan might not know.
Okay.
That's one of your faves.
One of mine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You
Well,
start.
I mean, this is just a Paul Simon. It's not a Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, I know, but most
But
people
it's-
like when they know Simon.
I
they,
think it's a pretty deep cut.
Yeah.
Off of the Graceland album.
okay.
Diamonds on the soles,
Soles of her shoes. Ooh yeah. Doobie-da. That kind of thing going on, right? It's great. So if you've ever,
Eddie Smith, Black Mambazo. That was
Yeah.
a great interpretation of that.
Yeah. So my understanding, there was a series of videos back when they had the DVD player,
Oh, they still make those?
the DV,
the DVD.
the DVD. They would there was a series called Classic Albums,
Yeah.
and what it was kind of like behind the scenes before there was, kind of like this sort of post, like all the MTV rockumentaries. Remember those? Yeah.
Yep.
And so anyway, they had one on that Graceland album. And what was really cool was they actually, Paul Simon, he got these musicians together and they just jammed.
Yeah.
And then later they like cut up and edited and they made songs out of those jams.
Yeah.
And so that's remarkable because when you consider like this was like pre-digital Pro Tools, so they're like cutting tape. and
Exactly, yeah.
and Scotch tape and tape together and going, I feel like this is a chorus here, and then having then re-record that on another tape machine. So it was a huge pain to do that, but came out pretty good.
Came out pretty good. Well, and there's a great interview with Paul Simon on the deluxe version of Graceland on Spotify, where he's talking about the rhythmic, elements of the songs and how he had all these different players that all had these different things, and they knew the people in Africa that he went to see, they knew his music, and he didn't know theirs, and they played his music back to him in the style that they would play it, and that's how those kind of different African rhythms came about that were just fantastic.
Aren't you grateful that they didn't try to learn it exactly like the record and did
Oh
it
my
how
gosh.
they did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
One
good.
of my favorite deep cuts is a song called Hearts and Bones. Do you know that one? Hearts and Bones. It's my best Paul Simon impression. And
I have to be honest, I'm not. That must be really deep. 'Cause
Look,
I don't know that I know that.
it's not
I mean,
that
maybe,
deep.
Maybe if I heard
it's
it,
It's off of Greatest Hits, Essential
if
Simon.
If I heard it, I'm
Yeah.
sure I would.
Yeah. Hearts and Bones. Look that one up.
Hearts and Bones.
Yeah,
All right, that's a good one.
and then I'll give you another one. There's one. It's called Duncan. One of the wonderful benefits of taking guitar lessons as well as giving guitar lessons is that you are extremely likely to encounter music that you wouldn't, because somebody's going to ask, hey,
sure.
can you teach me this song?
Yeah.
And so I had a student at the time said, hey, I want to learn this song, Duncan. I never heard it before.
Okay.
Yeah, and if someone knows, I'd love for you to comment. I think that song is out of tune, like it's slightly out of tune because there's a little kind of like
Intentionally or
well, maybe that's just how it was,
Okay.
because there was a flute in there that has this little doo 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 kind of part to it, and it's a little out of tune. Fun fact: the piano outro of Layla. Dun 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 dun. One of my favorite pieces of music of all time.
yes.
Out of tune.
Yeah,
Out of tune. Tuned to the piano.
and it's great.
It's awesome. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite pieces of music. I put it up in there with I mean, it's not on the same level, but it is in the same conversation of emotionally atmosphere changer music, and it's up there with Claire de Lune.
Don't they use like a portion of that in the movie?
Goodfellas.
Is it Goodfellas? Yes, it's Goodfellas.
That's the first time I really paid attention
It's either
to it.
Goodfellas or Untouchables, and I was like,
Yeah.
I know it's one of those two gangster films. So yeah.
God, Untouchables has great music too.
Oh my gosh,
We've
yeah.
left Paul Simon's birthday, but
We
we're
did.
still yeah. The song of Al Capone, if you know that movie Untouchables, when he's walking down the stairway. It's who did that soundtrack?
I want to say it's Ennio Morricone, but I'm not 100% sure.
I
on
think
that.
you're right. What's another Paul Simon song that you think
Another
is
Paul
cool?
Simon song. Well, not a deep cut, but I mean one of my absolute all-time favorites I can listen to every single day of my life is America.
Oh yeah, How I Love Her or something like that.
It's
It's that Simon and Garfunkel song.
is it
By the way, you were right. Ennio
Morricone? Yeah,
Ennio
I was right.
Morricone. Yeah, yeah,
Legend,
yes,
massive legend.
yeah. Boy, I wish I could. Let me see if I can find that.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about movie soundtracks or movie scores, we could talk about.
This one here. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? This is how you get flagged off of Facebook.
That's right. That's how you get
Copyright
blocked. You're gonna get blocked in Sweden right now.
Yeah. Listen to this. This is great. Here it comes. Maybe in a minute. Anyway,
This is where it really takes off.
America. I'd have to pull that out. I can't think. How does that go? I know it's hard to listen with. Yeah.
It's where they're taking a bus ride from Michigan to.
Hold on. It's in there somewhere. There's a great drum fill, and they go in there. It has a big wah wah. But anyway, that's beautiful. I love that guy. This is the same guy who did Good, Bad, and the Ugly, right? Yeah.
Wait, how's the whistle going?
Let's see, America. Yeah, which is also a beautiful America. Paul
Well,
Simon.
while you're pulling up America, I mean, we were
Yeah, it's
talking
Simon and Garfunkel song.
about. It is okay.
yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Days to hitchhike from Saginaw.
Saginaw.
To look for a
Speaking of Saginaw, here's a fun fact. Stevie Wonder.
I was born in Saginaw, Michigan.
Stevie Wonder off of
Wonder?
Wonder, yeah, which is Stevie's cousin, not as wonderful. Stevie Wonder off of Songs in the Key of Life. There's a song called Saturn,
Yeah.
and when he was singing it, he was actually trying to say Saginaw,
Mhm.
but it was coming off Saginaw.
Saginaw.
And the guy that was co-writer with him was like, "What are you saying Saturn right there?" And so it's, I'm going back to Saturn, and so that ended up kind of, taking on its own life there.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Sounds in the Key of Life.
There you
Speaking
go.
of life, it's
Speaking
Paul
of life,
Simon's
Paul
birthday.
So, as I've been trying to say for the past
Yes.
5 minutes, is the score to the movie The Graduate.
That's a great one.
I mean,
Here's to you,
it's-
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that every song from that movie, I mean, those songs were written for that movie,
Yeah.
so it's technically a score. And you know where I learned that from? I learned that from Jack Black.
Jack Black from
From the movie The Holiday.
The Holiday.
Yep,
Yes.
When they're in the video store.
Yes.
And he's like just picking up movies
Yeah,
and singing the scores.
Doodle doodle doo doodle doodle doo. Driving Miss Daisy got a good clarinet.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Dustin Hoffman's in the background. It's like,
yeah.
who is this weirdo? Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. Paul Simon's birthday. What other Paul Simon? It's still crazy after all these years.
Whew.
One of my favorite musical moments in that song is going to the bridge. There's this amazing key change. And then after the key change, there's kind of the, but it's all gonna fade. And then you kind of got these little diddly doos and it's sort of like chaotic,
Doodly
da, 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 and then it kind of out of that chaos you hear this great tenor sax. Awesome musical moment. Go listen to Still Crazy after all these years.
And one of the greatest performances of that song is Paul Simon singing that in a chicken suit on the first season of Saturday Night Live.
What? On the first season of Saturday
First
Night
season
Live,
of Saturday
Paul
Night
Simon
Live.
singing
Paul
that
Simon
in a chicken
singing
suit.
Still Crazy after all these years, dressed head to toe in a chicken suit.
Did you do the whole song or just like
That's the whole song.
Wow. Lauren Michaels. You know what would be great, Paul? We've got this chicken suit in the back. That's awesome.
Yeah. good
Other
stuff.
Paul Simon songs that are great. Max, what's your favorite Paul Simon song? It includes
Yes.
Simon and Garfunkel. You may, while you're thinking about it, Chase, you got a favorite Paul Simon song? You.
Oh.
Chase says you can call me Al. I feel like Chevy Chase almost gets credit for that song.
He does, absolutely.
Yeah.
He plays trumpet on that song.
Does he really play trumpet?
Well, in the video, he does.
He was actually a jazz drummer, wasn't he? He was Chevy Chase. It's a fact. Chevy.
Wow.
He was almost in Steely Dan. Donald Fagen, maybe
That's a
him
deep
and Donald Fagen rolling around out there doing the deal. You know,
Who knows what they were doing?
yeah, Donald Fagen and Chevy Chase. That had to be just like a
I want to be a fly on the
Thrill
wall
a
in
minute.
that conversation.
Mrs. Robinson.
Robinson, all right.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Or America.
There's another vote for
America. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, so on Sound of Silence, when
Yes.
the band kicks in,
Yes.
what is that line? And then da 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 dee da lee, and band comes in. My understanding, you can Google this, but that song they had recorded it with just Simon and Garfunkel playing it as they would perform it, which was just them two in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
And then the band was added later. And if you actually go back and listen to that, there's a few moments where there's some rhythmic points of interest that are a little bit different, and that's them because Paul Simon didn't play it, with the click. He was just playing it, and so they had to kind of rhythmically figure out some of these things in there. And there's but they figured it out because back then you had to be a pretty incredible musician to get the opportunity to record. It wasn't no auto tune.
No.
Wasn't no
certainly not.
copy and paste.
I don't
right?
know if it was the earlier this year or later last year. What's the big like folk music festival in the country that like all the big artists go to? It's not Coachella, but it's something like that.
Folk Music Festival. What is it? Big Folk Music Festival? Here, I'll Google it real quick.
Anyway,
Allow me to Google that for you.
it was like I said, either this year or last year.
Big Sur.
It might be Big Sur. Anyway,
Sur Folk Music Festival.
Paul Simon, for like the first time in 20, 30 years, just showed up randomly on his own at this folk festival, as well as Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell made an appearance for the first time, and both of those shows just kind of exploded. It's like, holy smokes. These
It's
two.
the National Folk Festival, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. But
I don't Google that fast though. Anyway, it was pretty amazing to see Paul Simon still killing it in what is he, 82 something? How old is he now?
Oh, yeah. Well, we just had Greg Bissonette here.
We
And,
did. That was a lot of fun.
Do you know how old Greg Bissonette is?
66.
66 years old. And you want to talk about vibrant, full of life?
Man.
Like sometimes,
Energy? Whew.
like, every now and then, I'll get, because my body will tell me something that I didn't know about myself.
Right.
And every now and then I get to feeling like, man, I'm getting old. And Greg Bissonette kind of in a joyful way kind of shamed me a little bit.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's not, he ain't playing on them drums.
Well,
I mean,
he is playing on the drums. But,
when you put it like that, yeah. But like he
ain't playing.
He's not fooling around.
He ain't fooling around.
He's
no.
not. He's not. I mean, he came to get down.
Yes.
And so he's incredible.
I was blown away.
He's incredible, and there's no reason to be an old man by the time you're 66.
No.
There's just no reason.
no reason. No
I feel like
reason
we
at
ought to
all.
write that song. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Of course, now, as he said at his clinic, I mean, he doesn't have any vices other than coffee. So
No,
you know,
he's
he eats well.
he's a straight shooter,
He doesn't,
folks.
he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke.
He's a
he
straight
doesn't-
shooter,
yeah,
folks.
he's a-
And
straight up.
by the way, walked in the room, lit it up with his joy, and
Yeah.
then would sign and anything, hug everybody,
Yep.
talk to anyone who wanted to talk. Absolutely. If you've never been to a Greg Bissonette clinic and you get the opportunity to go, you just as well. I mean,
Even if you're not a drummer.
especially if you're not a drummer.
Especially if you're not a drummer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you ever, hey, guitar players, the next time you're like, man, I can't find a drummer, just go to a drum clinic.
Go to a drum clinic,
We-
you'll find one.
We had almost 100 of them here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're just all sitting there. Of course, they all got gigs, but you just gotta get in there and muscle your way in. Every good drummer I've ever played with, I stole from another band.
That's right.
You know, that's the God's honest truth. Anyway, it's Paul Simon's birthday.
It is Paul Simon's birthday. But I hear a rumor that Greg Bissonette hosted my show, Wake Up with Greg. I don't know if it actually exists or not. I mean, you have to search for it on the internet.
Yeah,
it's
it's,
probably
we'll
a deep
see.
cut, but it
That's
might be out
a
there
little
somewhere.
inside baseball from your Uncle Greg right there. A double Greg.
A double G.
Yeah. Now he puts 2 G's on his name.
He
You only
does.
get 1.
So no, well,
It's 3 technically.
because he's a Greg.
Oh, you're just Greg.
I'm a Gregory.
Greg. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, see,
Little
there's a few
more-
more letters.
A little
at the end
more
of my
British
name.
Isles. to
So we
yours.
don't need that second G to cut it off.
I understand that. Yeah, it's Paul Simon's birthday.
Paul Simon,
Um,
happy birthday
so,
to you.
You know, another
Still crazy after all these years.
another great Paul Simon musical moment that I absolutely adore is Kodachrome.
Oh, I
When I
love
think about all the crap I learned in high school. You talk about an opening line that is just perfect.
It's a wonder I can think it all.
Yeah. Kodachrome. Of course, when I think of Kodachrome, what movie do I think of?
What movie do you think of?
Yes.
Ooh.
By the way, I will say this, SNL ties.
Oh man, now you're throwing down the hard stuff here.
Here's another one. If you know, you may comment below. Chris Farley is in it. Yep.
Chris Farley's in it.
Yep.
It's Saturday Night Live ties.
Yep.
Kodachrome.
Kodachrome.
I mean, it's not Wayne's World, is it?
Coneheads.
Coneheads.
Coneheads. Yeah. So when they're doing the recap, hey guys, when
Howdy,
they're,
folks.
Hey, when they're
We're just live here. We're not
Yeah.
doing anything exciting.
when they do when they do like sort of the
That's my
montage.
customer.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
perfect.
carry on.
Yeah, when they're doing the montage of the. Oh, and my wife is calling me here. So, all right. Yep.
Hello. I'll be with
You
you.
go
in
see
just
your
a second.
customer. Yeah. Hold on one quick second.
If Chase is over there, he can come take my seat,
Hello.
or we can just sit here and chat.
Just a second. All right, love you.
Nate's live, and he's talking to his wife live.
Let's just talk to my wife live. Okay, Greg, you're free, Genie.
I'm free.
Yes.
Well, where's my replacement? I don't want
Jordan is
just sit
texting
down
him
on my-
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Talon wants to talk about Paul
Yeah.
Simon.
Well, Taylor can't leave his post.
All right.
And I've got these few folks here that are just hanging on every word about what Paul Simon's going to say next.
All right. Well, Paul Simon, Kodachrome.
Kodachrome. Great song.
Gives us the nice bright colors.
Gives life. Oh, it's
The greens of summers.
Summers.
Makes you think all the world's a sunny
Sunny
day.
day.
Come on now. All
That's
right.
so good.
Love you guys.
I got a Nikon
Bye-bye.
camera. Actually, but this is Canon, isn't it? What kind of camera is that? Sony. Well, in that song, Kodachrome, he says, I got a Nikon camera. Love to take a photograph. I love it. I love Paul Simon. I love it here. I enjoy doing a live stream completely by myself. It's good. Hey, it's Paul Simon's birthday. I thought we'd talk about that a little bit. But while we're talking, let me tell you about a couple things we got coming up. We've got Dave Grissom, November 20th. November 20th is a Thursday. It is the Thursday before Thanksgiving. I assure you, if you love the guitar, if you play the guitar, if you're guitar curious, you got to come to this clinic. Dave Grissom. Who's Dave Grissom? Dave Grissom is an incredible guitar player. He's a Paul Reed Smith guitar artist. He has his own model. Not just one, but many variations on that theme. I can't think of another guitar player who has likely, and I'd be interested in looking this up, Jordan. I don't know what the stats are, but I can't imagine another guitar has sold more to people that is the Dave Grissom model. The Dave Grissom model it's one of those models that I honestly, I can say this in fairly good confidence, is that I have sold those guitars to folks that don't even know Dave Grissom's music. They just love the instrument. And here we go. Has a guitar sold more than Dave Grissom? It's well, you got to say a signature guitar, not just a guitar. Jordan just typed in, has a guitar sold more than a Dave Grissom model? It's his first time. It's okay. I love you, Jordan. Has a signature guitar, has another signature guitar. You know what I mean? We're just doing signature guitars. I'm saying I think the Dave Grissom is likely number one. I don't think there is another signature guitar out there. Hey, folks, come on in. Make yourself at home. I don't think there's another guitar out there that's a signature model that's sold more than that. Because you also have to include the SE models, too. Yeah. Jordan's not sure how to look it up. Why don't you just do this? Take my word for it. All right. Rather than fiddling on the internet because I can't see if there's any comments. Boom, look at that. This guy says, oh, man, Elijah's blowing the comments up. Sup, Elijah? Little E-Dog. Man, I think the Strat has possibly sold more. Well, we're talking about signature guitars there, Elijah. And we're talking about signature Strats. I would say the SRV, the Stevie Ray Vaughan, might be a contender with probably maybe a Jeff Beck following slightly behind that. Elijah just had himself a son. Actually, his wife did, and he was present. Elijah, thank you for watching. I hope you've had a good night's sleep. Look at this. What's this thing coming through the door here? How you doing? Look at that, Chase. I think that's got to be, what is that, like a 6-foot tall mirror we just got? Yeah. Look at this. I'm just a boy.
Oh,
Let's see.
I
Trudy
just
Neff.
got caught up on everything I needed to get done today. It feels good.
You just got caught up?
Yeah, I've been trying to get stuff done all day.
I'm still behind. That's why I'm on the live stream.
Yeah.
I'm still behind, but it's Paul Simon's birthday. Hey, Trudy Neff, it's always a pleasure. Trudy Neff just says Van Halen. Now, honestly, Trudy's we're talking about signature guitar models that have sold the most. And I just threw out there it has nothing to do with Paul Simon's birthday, but I just threw out there Dave Grissom.
The Les Paul.
Well, now
The Les Paul.
That feels like cheating.
Signature, but it is. It's his signature model.
I think Chase just slammed the door on this conversation, walked in.
Well, because I watched a TikTok on it the other day, and it's like, what's the most popular sold signature models? And it's like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, the Les Paul. And it's like, but that's not, well, no. Yeah.
I guess it does technically count.
Everyone has different signatures
Yeah,
of it, but the Les Paul is Les Paul's model.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting commentary because I can't think of another artist. Because Les Paul was an artist before he was
before he was
a guitar innovator.
Yeah.
Let's say that, And then here he comes along and he puts his signature on an instrument, and now that instrument, all these years later, we just used to seeing it. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
It's so synonymous with Gibson.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Fun fact. Let's see who's paying attention out there. Look, Elijah Perkins just goes, bingo. There you go. That's it. See, Sam Smith, what does he say? How many has Marcus Miller sold? That's a good point. Marcus Miller bass, that's a lot. And I don't know about his other company, but I know that Fender bass that Marcus had there was pretty hot for a while. By the way, fun fact, Marcus Miller also plays bass clarinet. Do you know that? Yeah.
Let's see.
What's Trudy say? I was going to say that since I love them the most. Well, Trudy has just sworn allegiance to Gibson with that comment.
Honestly, the Silver Sky. The Silver Sky has performed phenomenally well for being John Mayer's signature. That's what I'll give PRS. They do a really good job of it being a signature model, but it doesn't feel like a signature model. You can still make it your own, kind of like the Les Paul, where it's like, I'm not going to be surprised one day when we see a Mark Tremonti that is, someone else's signature model that they've adjusted. Or the Silver Sky and having someone else have their own unique version of it, or the DGT. They do a really good job of it being a signature model, but not feeling so signature that you can't use it.
That's what I was saying earlier, is that I feel like most people who buy a DGT, I shouldn't say most, I'll say at least half, don't even know who Dave Grissom is. How you doing? You know what I mean?
Well, because honestly, the DGT is, I think, the best modern interpretation of a 57 Les Paul.
Really?
That's what it plays and sounds like to me. It's got that spongy, syrupy kind of neck pickup, that bright, almost Telly-like bridge pickup. Because, like, that's the thing is, it's like, to me, the DGT is like a 57 Les Paul, but also a Telly had a baby, especially when he coil split. But, like, that to me is like the most modern version of like a new Les Paul, like a classic Gibson-style guitar that you can get, where it just is classic rock, but it still has the versatility of a 57 and that syrupy kind of sponginess that a 57 always has.
The DGT is the PRS for the guitar player that hasn't warmed up to PRS yet. It is, and who likes vintage instruments. It is literally the gateway drug into PRS.
Oh, that's the one I always put in everyone guys' hands. Like, oh, I'm not going to play a PRS. I don't want a PRS.
Yeah.
But they're always like, if it's a diehard Gibson and Fender guy, that's the guitar because
Yep.
it's got the Gibson-esque quality that you need in terms of tone and everything, but it still has like the Fender Telly in there, has the Fender tremolo style bridge, but it's
Yeah.
a better designed bridge if you ask me. But like the neck feels like a mixture between a Telly and a Les Paul.
Whoa, Trudy just dropped a huge
What in the
comment.
world?
Look at Trudy Neff weighing in on Guitar Talk. Okay, she says the best. Oh, she just copied and pasted. The best-selling guitars of
She typed
2024
all of it.
include the PRS Silver Sky, the SE, Fender Player Telecaster, Fender American Professional. She probably got this off the Fender website. These models were widely available for discounts. Blah 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 blah.
This seems
blah,
like
blah.
an AI answer is what it sounds like.
It does, but I appreciate Trudy because she was like, "You boys just quit guessing and let me just bring the knowledge from the interwebs."
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Trudy.
No, and that's like there's just been a lot of good guitars that have been coming out lately.
You guys make yourself at home. There's a lot of people coming in today. Look at that.
Pick it up.
There's folks everywhere. We're just sitting here on our microphones. Maybe we ought to wrap this up here. What time is it? Let's see. 3:31. We'll give it about another 10 minutes. It's Paul Simon's birthday. Do you have a favorite Paul Simon song?
You already asked me that.
What'd you say?
You can call me Al.
You can call me out. You got a second favorite?
I'm not like the biggest Paul Simon fan in the world. Not like I don't dislike him. I just never have listened to him that
Yeah,
much. Like
yeah.
I've listened to Graceland, and that's about it. I think Diamond and his other big single off that one I like a lot.
Diamonds
too.
on the Soles of Her Shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
fun
one.
Song. There's another song on there that I don't know any of the names of, but there was another song on there that I really liked.
If you go down the Essential Simon, remember it's like kind of the greatest hits. I'm not a huge fan of greatest hits, but it's a nice sort of
There's
sort
a
of
lot of artists
buffet.
like that where,
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
frank, like they did not produce the best records. Like Graceland, and I think he had another album that did really well, but like he had some great records, but it's like most of the time they don't hold up as well in time, I would say. But I think his does. Like Graceland holds up really well, but there's a lot of artists that like honestly are a better greatest hits band than they were a records band.
who is a great example of a greatest hits artist for you? Like you like the
The
band. but
Eagles.
The Eagles is the greatest.
That's why
yeah.
their record is the best-selling record of all time, the greatest hits record. I'm not saying, like, once again, they have great records, but their discography is so huge that honestly not all of their deep cuts are the greatest. So, like, when you do their greatest hits, it's a really good amalgamation of their stuff.
If you ever watch their documentary, I forget what it's called. I think it's called like The Long Run or the Longest Run or something like that. There's a version of Desperado that they originally Desperado, and they originally did it, and they had like all these background vocals on it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, son, sing it. And they had all these. They kind of messed it up, and then Linda Ronstadt covered it, and they, Glenn Frey and I think Bernie, the original Bernie, was Bernie Taupin. No, that's the guy that wrote Elton John. Bernie, he was in the original Eagles. They were with Linda Ronstadt, I believe, and so then they listened to her version. And they go, "Whoa, that's what we should have done." So then they re-recorded it. Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that's the thing, though, is, like, the greatest hits doesn't make them a bad band, and it's not saying that they didn't make phenomenal, exceptional records that you should still go listen to. That's just how good of a band that they are, that you can literally just listen to the greatest hits and get a very good
Sam
example
Smith
of them.
says, yeah, he agrees with your Eagles. He also says Doobie Brothers. I think that's another one.
That's a good example, because then you get the previous era, and then you get the Michael McDonald era, too.
I like Dan Fogelberg's greatest hits. You don't even know who Dan Fogelberg is, do you?
I don't like swearing on camera.
Fogelberg.
Stop saying it.
Fogelberg
Stop
means
saying it.
small
Stop.
basket. No, he's great. I like. He was kind of at I don't know, like pre-yacht rock, but folk. But he wrote Leader of the Bands.
Oh, I
He
know that
wrote
song.
Make Love Stay, Power of Gold. A bunch of great songs. Yeah.
Steely Dan's another one I would probably put up there for a greatest hits, man. Where it's like I love their records, but the man, like the greatest hits is such a good compilation of their discography.
Oh man, Asia is such a great
Oh,
album.
Asia's
We'll
phenomenal.
see you guys. Thank you for coming in.
As well as
Yep.
I love like Pretzel Logic and all that kind of stuff.
I like
Once again,
Gaucho.
me seeing them as a greatest hits band does not mean that their records weren't good. It's just one of those bands that their discography is so wide and so big that like if you're trying to get into it, throw them as a greatest hits, you're going to have a great time listening to them.
Oh, yeah.
Like ELO's another big one for me where it's like I love all their records, but that's a greatest hits band that you can throw on the greatest hits CD and be like, "Oh man, these are great songs."
You know what? I bet this already exists. But if I was trying to put together like a corporate dance band that was playing covers, I would the greatest hits. That's like the name of that is like a corporate dance band name.
Someone has to have taken it.
Yeah. If you're watching this and you're like, what am I going to name my corporate dance band? I just did that. You can make a check out
If you
to
were
Nate
an
and
old,
Chase.
like elderly cover band, it should be the greatest hips.
The greatest. Oh, gosh. Well, there's your dad pun for the day. Jordan, how are we looking here on this live stream? By the way, I want to remind everybody we've got November 20th, Dave Grissom. Dave Grissom is going to be here. He's going to be just dropping all kinds of guitar knowledge, but also Dave Grissom.
These are strings.
But also Dave Grissom, beyond playing the guitar, Dave Grissom is known. In fact, I would say he is known as much for his guitar prowess as for his ability to dial in exquisite tone, the kind of tone that is like the first scoop of really good chocolate cake on a spoon.
See, is he just good at dialing in tone, or is he rich?
No, he's just he can like okay. There's a great there's a great video.
Anyone can sound good if they got $5,000 amplifier.
You know, eventually you got
Here's
to
your
play
sign to
more
come
than
down
a-
and play a 2-rock right here at Palin Music Center.
There's a great story of I think it's Jeff McClellan. He's no, it was John Thompson that was telling me this. He was at a NAMM show, and he said, "What is that?" And he came over, and it was Dave Grissom playing like on a just straight into an amp, and it was cranked, and he just had it dialed in. There's an art to that.
Is
There's
it
an
really
art to that.
dialing in if it's fully cranked?
Well, there's other knobs on it besides the volume. You know, that's the thing is like,
I just have to ask the hard questions because no one else is here to ask.
no, I appreciate your hard question. It's like there's a video going around of Paul Reed Smith talking about how Leo designed his amps and how Jim Marshall designed his amps. And what a lot of people don't know is on the Marshalls, when you crank them up, you actually got to roll that bass down, you know, and that presence knob becomes a whole lot more handy. And there's an art to it. There's
There
an
is
art
an
to
art.
dialing in tone.
I
There
just
really
have
is.
to. I have to be the devil's advocate here.
Well, okay.
All right, that's been our live stream for today.
Paul Simon, happy birthday, sir.
Yep.
Appreciate you. You're a fine musician. You're just a wonderful lyricist.
We know you're watching.
We know you're watching, and I hope you get back to the rest of your day. Hope you got your soft pants on.
Still want to know what
It's your
roly-poly
birthday.
bat-faced girl means.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions we have for you, Paul, but you can just call us direct.
Or you can call me Al.
Yep.
Wrap it up. That was
Yeah,
how
I
we
can't
ended.
top that.